To take a minute to share my current setup. So I read my devotional and my daily word on the toilet. Yes, you heard me. On the toilet, it works for me. No one else is touching my devotional, trust me. So those are upstairs. They've already been read. Down here on the treadmill with my desk attachment, which you can get in the shop Instagram highlight. I would go there if you want it quickly. I'll send a message to Haley or I'll tag her and she'll put it on stories later today. So Haley, I'm tagging you. And anything else you see that you want to put in my stories today, please feel free. So this is my current setup. After I do my upper body training, I get on here just for a short time. I take it up to 10, only a speed of 2.5, and I read my note cards. So I read these cards today, and then I take these upstairs with me on one of my numerous potty breaks. Yes, numerous. That's why I do things while I'm on the toilet, because I spend so much of my day on the toilet. And not doing what I wish I would be doing, but the body just doesn't work that way. I'm peeing. Did I take this out? No, I need to. Hold on. So I have all of my stacks for the next couple of days. So I just grabbed the next stack, placed it here for tomorrow morning. This has been read. I will read this tomorrow morning too, but I need to mark it. I felt like today's was really powerful. So a lot of times if it's really powerful, I'll put a little sticky tab in there because I may, like in bed at night, want to read another one because it's so powerful. So I will want to do that for today's, but this is set up for tomorrow morning. Let me just chime this in. As I'm working out in this morning routine that you're very familiar with, I have videos where I cover it. Not a lot has changed except for I typically get up at 3 instead of 4 so I can have more time with the Lord, more time in my word, this word, his word, Tracy's word, her note cards, and boy, is it serving me well. So it's worth the torture of the extra hour. Again, it always goes back to what is serving you. New athletic shoes for a workout only. These are only indoor. Haley, you can put these in my stories today too if you want. Anything you see, just throw it in there. So be patient, guys. I'm sure she'll throw some images in with links later today, but you can always go to my shop page or the Friday newsletter or the monthly newsletter would have had those. I just make really good use of my time. My computer is there. My habit tracker is there. I'm getting ready to now jump on my bike, finish my active recovery before I train legs. Today I did back and bi. I still have legs and abs to do. I know that you haven't seen a lot of me, and don't be concerned, and I can't give you a timeline. My clients, especially now that I do the healthy and fit, keep me extremely busy. So I'm limited on time. I'm also taking time to catch up on years of neglect. Yes, you heard me. Yep, I'm that girl, just like you, years of neglect. When it comes to like household deep work, we are also doing some mild upgrades. Paul and I installed another light fixture yesterday. Those were in the monthly newsletter. But I'm also organizing, purging. We are really trying to get caught up on just, again, years of neglect. Now that we have all 5 kids out of the nest, out of the home, it's really time to gradually tackle this above and beyond our already extremely busy schedule. So that's where I've been directing my time, and I can't tell you how much it's serving me. So that's always the key. What is serving me? This morning, in between sets, I pulled 3 more boxes. So my goal, and I already have one I walked upstairs. So when I'm not coaching a client or doing something else work-related or an appointment, whatever it may be, this is what I'm putting my time to, is gradually tackling things. So this would be a great goal for me. With today's schedule, I don't know if I'll get through those, but they're pulled. I shared with you a couple of weeks ago how we already brought our, oh, this needs to be moved. This is just a garbage bag full of like shipping and packing paper. I've been, getting rid of or storing the baby items that right now just aren't being used because the ages of the grandkids. But I had shared how even though we're having beautiful weather, we're on a stretch of just amazing, beautiful weather in Michigan, we had already stored our patio furniture. We did that Labor Day weekend. And then this is spring stuff, but we're just really trying to get ahead and just catch up on things. So bear with me. I mean, this is really serving me. Yes, it's hurting me. If I don't work, I don't get paid. So it's hurting me in that way, but this is really serving me. 2024 has been a year of transition for us. A year of transition on a personal level for me, on a personal level for Paul, and as a couple. And there's just a lot of things that have taken place this year. It's been a rocky year just for my mental health. And it's just, yeah. Who's with me? Who's with me? But I have a lot of things I'm so happy that I've maintained and stayed the course on and not succumb to like my emotions. That may be a message for some of you. The things that I can't get back, right? The things that, or they'd be hard to get back, like my health, my finances, different things like that have not been neglected. But, we're we're getting things done. We're on it. We're in it to win it. We're navigating the transitions of life, and it's, we're getting this rhythm, and we've just been tackling one project after another. And then we have a rental home too, which I don't have any responsibilities with that, but Paul has a lot of responsibilities with that. And I'm looking at other potentials as well. So just so many moving parts. So just understand where I'm at. All is well. I'm not going anywhere, although I'm not going to lie that I would absolutely love to scale back like 50%. And I'm teetering that thought process, but I will keep you posted. But just know that's where my extra little pockets, the small little nuggets, they are going to the home and just getting things, taking care of the years of neglect. I don't doubt that the majority of you watching is shaking your head when you're thinking about years of neglect. We're burning the candle at both ends, right? Running the household, the kids, all those responsibilities, working a full-time job. Who has time? I mean, you can't even take care of yourself, right? Many struggle to even do their skincare. I mean, who's going to bed with makeup on just because they just can't fit everything in? So, I hear you. I get you. We had 5. We have 5, but now they're out of the home. But we still have responsibility with kids and grandkids that require our time. So it's not like it completely leaves you, but just, yeah, I know that you understand me. So I just want to be transparent in what I am doing with my extra time. If you are in a season of overwhelm, which I can't say that I am because I avoid overwhelm at all costs if I can. The reason I'm not in a state of overwhelm is I'm not trying to keep up with everything. I am saying something's got to give, and it's been work. I'll be honest, it's been work. And while I have suffered for that, I simply can't do it all. I'm not willing to do it all because I'm not willing to live my life in a state of overwhelm. That doesn't mean that I don't get pockets of overwhelm. I'm a human being like you. But if you are in a state of overwhelm, because I'm going to do this, because I can't get this back, or it'd be much harder. The older you get, the harder it's going to be to get something back, like your health, the big dogs of life, right? Your finances, your relationships. You can't get those back if you neglect them too long. So you may be in a season right now where something is going to get neglected. Sit with that. and be okay with that. Realize there's only one of you. So to minimize the state of overwhelm, especially for many of you with kids going back to school, activities starting up, I'll be honest, I just don't miss those days. I know that I get judged for saying that. It's not that I didn't enjoy that with my kids. I don't miss the rat race. I don't miss the rat race. So I just, even yesterday, I had a moment of just thank you that I'm not in that season anymore. I mean, we paid our dues, okay? We had 5 active children. But to reduce your state of overwhelm, if you're in it, if you're not, great, then what you're doing is working. But if you are, and my guess is you are, say to yourself today, sit with that and say, something is going to get neglected. And I'm okay with that. That doesn't mean negative. When I look at the years of neglect, I don't have remorse. I don't have guilt and shame. I don't have regret. Clearly, I devoted my time to something else that was more important at that time. The most important thing is to make the most important thing the most important thing. It's on one of my cards. You've heard me say it before. So it's a sign. I know I'm productive. I know that I make good use of my time. So when I look at the years of neglect, I just say, that's okay. No regret. Clearly you put your time somewhere else, but now's the time, now's the season to start tackling this, but something else is going to have to get neglected. So you have to sit with that and decide what that's going to be. But as you're sitting and stewing on that, and stewing can be a good thing. Chewing on it, stewing, words I use all the time in coaching. Chew on that a little bit, stew on that. As you're contemplating what is going to be neglected in the season that I'm in today, knowing that seasons change, and someday I'll get pockets of this season back, right? Everything is a season. I have a whole video where I cover that on YouTube. Decide what it's going to be, but in that contemplation, think about what could I possibly not get back if I neglect it, or it would be so compromised that I wouldn't get it back to the capacity that I desire to live the optimal life that I desire. So think about your health. Think about your relationships with your spouse, your children. Think about your finances. Think about the maintenance of you, the maintenance of the things in life that if they get too compromised, you may not get back. So while I may have stuff to sort through, we haven't neglected the maintenance of our home in the ways that are the things you don't see, right? The upkeep you don't see, like a car. You can get a car wash and keep your tank filled, but if you're not keeping up with your oil changes, rotating tires, the big things, that's going to cost you more down the road. But those are the things we don't see. They're not the big shiny objects that we see. So think deep and hard about what wouldn't be in your best interest to neglect, because that could help you see more clear what you can neglect. And so it's just not going to be pretty, right? I don't know the last time this basement that I have to look at every single day during my workouts, even though I kind of tune it out with my eyes. Yeah, it's okay, right? You're just not going to get to everything. So think about this. Think long and hard in the season that you're in the state of overwhelm you're in. Everything is important, but not everything is a priority. The priority needs to be what I can't get back at all, or it would be so compromised if I did even get a little bit of it back that I'd never really fully have it back. As you're assessing, taking stock, another thought to bring awareness to is, what are you using to numb your struggle? What are you using to numb your struggle? What temporary fix, or so you think it's a fix, are you numbing your struggle with? Could be food, could be drink, could be shopping, could be scrolling, could be watching. What are you using? Where are you going to get that very short hit of release from your struggle? We all pick a different poison. What is your poison? May I share this with you? Something you already know? That short little hit, whether again it's food, drink, shopping, scrolling, we could go on, whatever it is for you. That little short moment that you get that, you feel that release from the struggle, doesn't really release you from the struggle at all. It magnifies the struggle. It intensifies. It 10x's. Paul always says 10x, or this X, with everything. He's an investor, so everything's about getting a 10x, right? It's only intensifying your struggle, folks. I know that. You know that. When I was growing up, my dad used to say to my sister and me, you can't trick the trickster. Anything you think about doing, I've done. I'm one step ahead of you. Those were wise words. I use those words in my own parenting with my daughters. You can't trick us. We've done it. Got to put a little fear in those kids, right? So how do I know that whatever you're using to suppress the struggle in life backfires? It only magnifies the struggle because you feel worse about yourself for the choices, for being out of control, for not managing yourself, right? You just feel worse, right, at the end of the day? Yeah. I know personally that anytime I tried to suppress a struggle with something, I ended up feeling worse afterwards, right? So in knowing you can't trick the trickster, who are you trying to trick? Who are you trying to trick? Be a better manager of yourself. Manage your suffering. Choose your heart. You do hard things. Yeah. You're worthy. You're valuable. You're loved. See that. Believe that. I am better than that. I can rise above. I can overcome. I can navigate this. I'm worthy. I'm valuable. I'm competent. I'm strong. I'm worth it. I'm worth it. I will save today's message to the Wednesday highlight. I may also throw it in a YouTube video. I think that would be a great idea because it's a strong message, and then I can get something out on YouTube for those that don't follow me here. I've gotten a few text messages, and I'm like, you need to follow me on Instagram stories. I tell you this all the time, but I get it. So if you need to hear it again, it will be in the highlight, and then I'll talk to Haley about possibly putting it in a YouTube video.